Welcome, listener, to a deep dive Napoleon Hill's philosophy of success. Introduction: The genesis of a timeless philosophy. The story of Napoleon Hill's philosophy of success begins with a remarkable convergence of two influential minds in the early 1950s. Napoleon Hill, at 68 years old, was enjoying a peaceful semi-retirement in California with his wife, Annie Lou, when an unexpected opportunity arose. Clement Stone, a successful insurance magnate and ardent admirer of Hill's seminal work Think and Grow Rich, met Hill at a dental convention in Chicago, thanks to an invitation from his dentist. Stone had long distributed copies of Hill's book to his employees at Combined Insurance Company of America, crediting its principles for much of his success. Over lunch at the convention, their conversation sparked an ambitious idea: the creation of Napoleon Hill Associates, an organization dedicated to training individuals to teach others Hill's 17 principles of success, distilled from over 2 decades of research. From 1952 to 1962, this partnership flourished. Hill and Stone co-authored Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude, launched Success Unlimited magazine, and traveled extensively to share these principles through lectures, radio, and television. During the early days of Napoleon Hill Associates, Hill crafted a series of 17 lectures, intended as a training manual for the organization's representatives, to elucidate each success principle in detail. These lectures, however, remained largely unseen by the public until their rediscovery after the 2019 death of Drive Charles Johnson, Hill's nephew and then chairman of the Napoleon Hill Foundation, established by Hill and Annie Lou in 1967. Clement Stone had chaired the foundation for over 20 years until his death in 2002, but even he had not brought these lectures to light. Don M. Green, CEO and trustee of the Napoleon Hill Foundation, introduces this collection with pride, noting that the lectures were designed not only for training, but also as a practical how-to guide for anyone seeking success, happiness, and peace of mind. Published in 2021 by Gildan Media LLC in partnership with the Foundation, this book presents these lectures for the first time since their original delivery, offering readers a direct window into Hill's philosophy. Green emphasizes their clarity and impact, confident that they will resonate with readers as a legacy of the greatest self-help philosopher of all time. Chapter 1: Definiteness of Purpose, the Starting Point of Achievement. Hill opens the first lecture with a bold assertion: definiteness of purpose is the cornerstone of all achievement, a principle so critical that its absence dooms 98% of people to aimless drifting. He paints a stark picture of a world where most individuals lack a clear goal or a sense of purpose suited to their talents, calling it one of civilization's greatest tragedies. Hill urges readers to reject settling for less than they desire, drawing on his 50 years of observing thousands of people to affirm that success is attainable when pursued with intention. The chapter revolves around the power of ideas, which Hill describes as the only asset without a fixed value, yet the genesis of all achievements, from inventions to fortunes. He aims to awaken readers to their other self, a visionary, failure-resistant aspect of their psyche capable of claiming what is rightfully theirs. Definiteness of purpose, he argues, is the starting point, supported by 7 big ideas and 9 basic motives that drive action. The first big idea is the adoption of a definite major purpose and a specific plan, which triggers advantages like self-reliance, initiative, imagination, enthusiasm, self-discipline, and concentration, essential ingredients for material success. Specialization follows, as focus on a purpose hones expertise, magnetizing the mind to attract necessary knowledge. Budgeting time and money aligns daily efforts with the goal, while alertness to opportunities and courage to act emerge naturally. Quick, firm decision-making, confidence in one's integrity, and a success consciousness further bolster this principle, with faith as the ultimate benefit, freeing the mind from fear and doubt. Hill then explores the 9 motives fueling voluntary action: love, sex, material gain, self-preservation, freedom, self-expression, life after death, revenge, and fear. Love, the most powerful, inspires extraordinary effort, while sex drives creativity and material gain motivates persistence. Combining these, Hill suggests, creates an unstoppable force. He warns against negative motives like revenge and fear, advocating for their replacement with positive drivers. For practical application, Hill provides a step-by-step guide. Write a clear plan with a timeline. Define what you'll give in return. Remain flexible to better ideas from infinite intelligence, and obsessively visualize your goal, reinforcing it with affirmations like, I vividly visualize myself as the person I want to be, and I am enthusiastically achieving my goals, repeated 10 times daily. This process, he insists, leverages the subconscious to turn desire into reality. Example application. Imagine Sarah, a 30-year-old aspiring entrepreneur. She defines her purpose as launching a sustainable clothing brand within 3 years. She writes a plan. Research eco-friendly materials, 6 months. Secure funding, 12 months. And launch a pilot collection, 18 months. She commits to giving her time, creativity, and 10% of profits to environmental causes. Daily, she visualizes her brand's success, repeating Hill's affirmation, adjusting her plan as new supplier ideas emerge, and steadily builds momentum. Chapter 2. The Mastermind Alliance, Harnessing Collective Power. In the second lecture, Hill introduces the Mastermind Alliance, a principle he deems essential for extraordinary success, asserting that no one achieves greatness alone. Defined as two or more minds working in perfect harmony toward a definite objective, this alliance amplifies individual capabilities by tapping into others' experience, knowledge, and intelligence as if they were one's own. Hill cites historical figures whose brilliance stemmed from such collaborations, noting that even accidental alliances can enhance a mind's potential, though deliberate application yields the greatest results. Harmony is the linchpin, cultivated through confidence, understanding, fairness, and justice among members. Each must prioritize the group's goal over personal ambition, fostering a collective faith and courage that elevates all involved. Hill explains that minds in sync access infinite intelligence, the universal storehouse of power, via thought vibrations, a process often unconscious but profoundly impactful when intentional. He warns of negativity's contagiousness, urging leaders to maintain a positive mindset as mental attitudes influence others telepathically. The most potent mastermind, Hill suggests, is a romantic partnership where love and sex combine to fuel creativity and resilience, transforming toil into inspiration. Other alliances, educational, economic, or social, also thrive on cooperation, but personal initiative, faith, and self-discipline are vital to sustain them. To form a mastermind, Hill advises selecting members based on their unique contributions to a shared purpose, not mere familiarity. Define mutual benefits, e.g., profit sharing, set regular meeting times, and ensure continuous action. The leader must exemplify harmony and definiteness, reinforcing the group's focus with affirmations like, I like to meet in harmony with my positive-minded friends to mastermind my goals, repeated 10 times daily. Example application. Consider John, a software developer aiming to create an innovative app. He forms a mastermind with a designer, a marketer, and a finance expert, each chosen for skills he lacks. Their purpose: launch the app in 12 months. They meet weekly, sharing ideas and leads. John codes. The designer refines visuals. The marketer identifies users, and the finance expert secures funding. John offers equity as incentive, and they affirm their harmony daily. When a coding snag arises, the group's collective insight reveals a solution, propelling them forward. Chapter 3. The Meaning of Faith, Tapping into Infinite Power. Napoleon Hill begins his third lecture with a mission to demystify faith, presenting it not as a religious doctrine, but as a practical, active state of mind that anyone can harness to solve daily problems. He distances himself from theology, focusing instead on a universal religion of right thinking and right living. Faith, he explains, is elusive because it's abstract, a dynamic mental stance where the mind connects with the elan vital, the vital force of the universe. It's not passive assent, but an engaged relationship with unseen powers, which Hill terms infinite intelligence. Hill argues that faith hinges on a belief in a supreme being, a conviction reachable through observation, experimentation, or meditation. He draws an analogy to the orderly universe, where the sun rises predictably and natural laws govern all phenomena, suggesting that such precision implies an intelligent design. Just as a wristwatch requires a maker, the universe reflects a purposeful infinite intelligence. Faith, then, is the mind's gateway to this power, accessed via the subconscious, which acts as a conduit between conscious thought and universal wisdom. To cultivate faith, Hill advises conditioning the mind to receive guidance by focusing on desires, not fears. Applied faith, he says, is the dynamo of his philosophy, channeling infinite intelligence into action toward a definite purpose. He offers 3 steps. Express a clear desire tied to a basic motive, e.g., love or material gain. Devise a specific plan and act on it relentlessly. This process, supported by silent meditation, an hour daily of deep thought, accelerates subconscious receptivity. When inspiration strikes, often as a hunch, Hill urges immediate action without overanalyzing, trusting the enthusiasm it brings as proof of its validity. Fear, he warns, is faith's nemesis, incompatible with its pure expression. Prayer, reframed as gratitude for existing blessings rather than pleas for miracles, aligns the mind with natural laws. Faith thrives on persistence and action, encapsulated in Hill's definition, the art of believing by doing. He cites icons like Edison and Ford, who turned setbacks into stepping stones through faith-backed effort. The chapter closes with an affirmation. I have complete faith and trust in infinite intelligence, and I know that I am achieving my goals, repeated 10 times daily to reinforce this mindset. Example application. Take Lisa, a teacher aiming to inspire her students. She desires to create an innovative curriculum within a year, motivated by love for education. Her plan: research methods, 3 months, pilot a class, 6 months, and refine it, 3 months. She meditates hourly, visualizing engaged students, and acts on a sudden idea to integrate storytelling. Despite initial resistance, her faith-driven persistence wins support, proving Hill's method. Chapter 4. The 30 Traits of a Pleasing Personality, the Art of Influence. In the 4th lecture, Hill shifts focus to personality, defining it as the unique blend of mental, spiritual, and physical traits that shapes how others perceive us. A pleasing personality, he asserts, is within everyone's reach and crucial for success, as it determines likability and cooperation. He lists 30 traits, attainable through effort, not privilege, and delves into the first 19. The document truncates at this point, emphasizing their accessibility and impact. The cornerstone is a positive mental attitude, mirroring the first of Hill's 12 riches. It's cultivated by seeking good in others, banishing worry, which Hill splits into controllable and uncontrollable types, and filling the mind with positive thoughts via self-discipline. Flexibility follows, the ability to adapt to change without losing composure, tied to a controlled, positive mind. Sincerity of purpose reflects deep integrity, visible to all, starting with self-honesty and extending to all relationships. Promptness of decision marks successful people who act swiftly on facts, a habit honed through practice. Common courtesy, selfless service, and respect builds goodwill, while a pleasing tone of voice conveys emotion beyond words, requiring control to reflect one's best self. The habit of smiling, practiced before a mirror, aligns voice and expression with a positive attitude, paying big dividends. Facial expression reveals inner feelings, a smile signaling warmth, a frown negativity. Tactfulness avoids common pitfalls like gruffness or interrupting, ensuring timely, considerate actions. Tolerance demands an open mind, a trait among the 12 riches, while frankness reflects courage to speak truthfully, even at personal cost. A keen sense of humor fosters adaptability and relatability, preventing self-seriousness. Faith in infinite intelligence underpins all traits, inspiring broader trust, and a keen sense of justice ensures intentional honesty. Appropriateness of words avoids offense. Control of emotions balances negative, e.g., fear, anger, and positive, e.g., love, hope, feelings. Alertness of interest honors others' passions. Effective speech leverages knowledge and emotion, and versatility broadens appeal through diverse interests. Hill's affirmation: I am always positive, prosperous-minded, and filled with self-confidence, reinforces these traits, urging daily repetition. A pleasing personality, he suggests, is a tool to win allies and influence outcomes. Example application: Mark, a salesperson, aims to boost sales. He adopts a positive attitude, smiles during pitches, and listens attentively to clients' needs, alertness. He speaks sincerely, avoids profanity, and adapts flexibly to objections. His humor eases tensions, and prompt decisions close deals. Repeating Hill's affirmation, he builds confidence, doubling his commissions in months. Chapter 5. Going the Extra Mile, the Path to Exceptional Rewards. Hill's fifth lecture champions going the extra mile, a principle of rendering more and better service than expected, without immediate reward. He frames it as a universal law. Effort beyond duty yields disproportionate returns, financially, socially, and spiritually. It's not servitude, but a strategic choice to stand out, rooted in a positive mental attitude and willingness to exceed norms. This habit, Hill explains, builds character, enhances reputation, and attracts opportunities. It's the extra that separates the exceptional from the average, fostering goodwill and cooperation. He ties it to the 12 riches, like harmony in relationships and economic security, suggesting it earns the right to ask for others' support. The principle leverages infinite intelligence, as selfless service aligns with natural laws of reciprocity. Hill stresses practicality. Do more than your job requires, cheerfully and proactively. It's not about exploitation, but empowerment. Those who go the extra mile gain leverage, self-reliance, and a success consciousness. He cites no specific historical examples here, unlike later chapters, but the implication is clear. Icons like Carnegie thrived by exceeding expectations. The chapter lacks an explicit affirmation in the provided text, but Hill's tone suggests one like, I joyfully go the extra mile, knowing it brings me greater rewards. Application requires initiative and persistence, transforming routine tasks into opportunities for growth. Example application: Emily, a barista, wants a promotion. Beyond serving coffee, she learns customers' names, suggests pairings, and cleans extra tables, unasked. Her manager notices, praising her initiative. She repeats a self-crafted affirmation, I exceed expectations with joy, daily. Within 6 months, she's assistant manager, her extra effort paying off. Chapter 6. Personal Initiative, the Spark of Self-Driven Success. Napoleon Hill's 6th lecture ignites with personal initiative, a principle he deems the catalyst for all achievement. He portrays it as the self-starter's creed, the willingness to act without waiting for external prodding. In a world where many drift, waiting for opportunities to knock, Hill insists that personal initiative is the hammer that breaks through inertia, forging paths to success. It's the spark that lights the fire of ambition, propelling individuals beyond the crowd's complacency. Hill ties this trait to definiteness of purpose, arguing that a clear goal naturally inspires action. Without it, he warns, people stagnate, trapped by procrastination or fear. Personal initiative is the antidote, a voluntary push to seize control, backed by self-reliance and courage. It's not reckless impulsiveness, but deliberate, planned effort, aligning with the mastermind principle by seeking allies, yet standing firm as the leader of one's destiny. Hill emphasizes its role in overcoming obstacles, suggesting that those who act first often win first. The chapter underscores practical benefits. Initiative builds confidence, sharpens creativity, and attracts notice from those who can elevate you. It's the difference, Hill implies, between waiting for a job and creating one. He doesn't cite specific examples here, unlike later chapters, but the echoes of figures like Andrew Carnegie, whom he references elsewhere, resonate. A day laborer turned titan through relentless self-starting. Hill's call to action is clear. Begin where you stand, with the next decision, task, or idea. No affirmation is explicitly provided in the truncated text, but one like, I take bold initiative now to achieve my goals, fits his intent. Personal initiative, he concludes, is the engine of progress, fueled by an individual's refusal to settle. Example application: consider Alex, a graphic designer stuck in freelance limbo. Tired of waiting for clients, he defines a purpose, Launch a niche portfolio site in 6 months. He researches trends, 1 month, designs mock-ups, 2 months, and pitches to small businesses, 3 months, acting without prompts. His initiative lands a steady contract, proving Hill's point. Action begets opportunity. Chapter 7. Self-Discipline, the Master Key to Power. In the 7th lecture, Hill elevates self-discipline as the linchpin of his philosophy, the master key that unlocks all other principles. He paints it as the art of controlling one's mind and body, channeling energy toward a definite purpose. Without it, he warns, talents scatter, emotions derail, and goals dissolve. Self-discipline is the reins on the wild horses of desire, fear, and distraction, ensuring they pull in unison toward success. Hill frames it as a dual force. Mental discipline governs thoughts, banishing negativity like doubt or anger, while physical discipline regulates habits, eating, sleeping, working, to support the mind's focus. It's the backbone of a positive mental attitude, reinforcing faith and initiative. He stresses its necessity in a master-mind alliance, where one's lack of control can disrupt harmony, and in going the extra mile, where persistence demands restraint. The rewards are vast. Self-discipline builds resilience, enhances efficiency, and earns respect. Hill suggests it's harder to cultivate than other traits, requiring constant vigilance, but its payoff, mastery over oneself, is unmatched. He ties it to infinite intelligence, implying that a disciplined mind aligns with universal order, attracting wisdom and resources. No historical figures are named here, but the subtext of Hill's own journey, decades of research distilled into principles, hints at its role in his success. Practical steps include setting routines, resisting impulses, and reviewing progress. Though the text lacks an affirmation, I discipline my mind and actions to achieve my purpose, aligns with Hill's vision. Self-discipline, he concludes, is the quiet strength behind every loud triumph. Example application: Maria, a writer, struggles with deadlines. She sets a purpose: finish a novel in a year. She disciplines herself, writing 1,000 words daily, avoiding social media during work hours, and sleeping 8 hours nightly. When tempted to quit, she refocuses, repeating, "I control my efforts." Her manuscript lands a publisher, showcasing discipline's power. Chapter 8. Controlled Attention, the Lens of Achievement. Hill's 8th lecture introduces controlled attention, the art of directing focus like a laser on a chosen goal. He likens the mind to a camera, capturing whatever it's aimed at, success or failure, based on where attention dwells. Uncontrolled, it wanders to fears or trivia, sabotaging progress. Controlled, it magnifies purpose, turning vague desires into tangible outcomes. This principle, Hill asserts, is the lens through which all other traits sharpen. He explains that attention is finite, scatter it, and you dilute power, concentrate it, and you amplify results. It's the bridge between thought and action, requiring self-discipline to sustain and faith to guide. Hill connects it to definiteness of purpose, noting that a clear target keeps focus steady, and to the mastermind, where shared attention multiplies impact. He warns of distractions, negative emotions, idle chatter, that blur the mind's lens, urging readers to filter them out. The benefits are profound. Controlled attention boosts efficiency, reveals opportunities, and strengthens resolve. Hill suggests it taps infinite intelligence by aligning the subconscious with a singular aim, delivering insights as if by magic. No examples are provided in the text, but the Wright brothers' relentless focus on flight or Edison's obsession with the light bulb fit Hill's mold, attention honed to a point of breakthrough. Practically, Hill advises choosing one priority, visualizing it daily, and ignoring irrelevancies. The chapter ends without an affirmation, but "I focus my attention fully on my goal," captures its essence. Controlled attention, Hill concludes, is the mind's rudder, steering toward destiny. Example application: Tom, a student, aims to ace an exam in 3 months. He focuses solely on key subjects, studying 2 hours nightly, visualizing success, and skipping parties. When doubts creep in, he redirects attention to his notes, affirming, "I concentrate on my target." His A grade reflects Hill's lesson: focus wins. Chapter 9. Enthusiasm, the fuel of achievement. Napoleon Hill's ninth lecture bursts forth with enthusiasm, a principle he celebrates as the vibrant energy that propels success. He casts it as a contagious force, a fire in the belly, that ignites action and inspires others. Unlike mere excitement, Hill's enthusiasm is a deliberate, sustained passion, rooted in definiteness of purpose and amplified by faith. It's the spark that turns dreams into deeds, a dynamic trait that radiates from a positive mental attitude and infects all who encounter it. Hill ties enthusiasm to personal initiative, suggesting it's the wind in the sails of self-driven effort. It's also a cornerstone of a pleasing personality, making one magnetic. People gravitate toward those who exude genuine zeal. He connects it to the mastermind alliance, where collective enthusiasm multiplies power, and to controlled attention, which channels this energy toward a single aim. Hill emphasizes its source, a burning desire for a goal, fueled by love, hope, or belief in infinite intelligence. Without it, he warns, efforts falter, as apathy drains momentum. The benefits are vivid. Enthusiasm overcomes obstacles, wins allies, and sustains persistence. Hill implies it's a natural byproduct of aligning with one's purpose, citing no specific examples here, but evoking figures like Edison, whose fervor for invention shone through setbacks. Practically, he urges readers to cultivate it by focusing on what excites them, expressing it through voice and action, and letting it flow freely. No affirmation appears in the truncated text, but "I am filled with enthusiasm as I pursue my goals" fits his vision. Enthusiasm, Hill concludes, is the lifeblood of achievement, a force that turns the ordinary into the extraordinary. Example application: Rachel, an aspiring chef, dreams of opening a restaurant in 2 years. She infuses her cooking with passion, delighting customers at a local market with her energy. She pitches her vision to investors with fervor, winning their support. Repeating, "I radiate enthusiasm for my dream" daily, her zeal secures a lease, proving Hill's point. Enthusiasm moves mountains. Chapter 10. Creative Vision, the Blueprint of Success. In the 10th lecture, Hill unveils creative vision, the faculty of imagination that births innovation and charts the path to success. He distinguishes it from mere daydreaming, framing it as a disciplined power to see beyond the present, to envision solutions, opportunities, and futures not yet real. It's the architect of achievement, Hill asserts, crafting the mental blueprints that definiteness of purpose turns into reality. Without it, one is blind to possibilities, stuck in the rut of the status quo. Hill links creative vision to personal initiative, as it inspires action, and to the mastermind, where shared imagination amplifies ingenuity. It's fueled by faith and enthusiasm, tapping infinite intelligence for inspiration, those aha moments that seem to come from nowhere. He stresses its practicality. It's not fantasy, but a tool to solve problems, invent, and adapt. Hill warns against stifling it with doubt or routine, urging readers to nurture it through curiosity and openness. The rewards are transformative. Creative vision reveals new paths, turns setbacks into stepping stones, and distinguishes leaders from followers. Though no examples are detailed here, Hill's broader narrative suggests pioneers like the Wright brothers, whose vision of flight defied gravity, embody this trait. To harness it, he advises visualizing goals vividly, questioning norms, and seeking novel approaches. No affirmation is provided, but "I see my success clearly and create it with vision" aligns with his intent. Creative vision, Hill concludes, is the mind's eye, painting the future before it arrives. Example application: Sam, a tech enthusiast, aims to invent a solar-powered gadget in 18 months. He imagines a compact design, sketching it nightly, and brainstorms with a mastermind group. When materials fail, his vision pivots to a lighter alloy, affirmed by, "I envision my breakthrough." A prototype emerges, showcasing how imagination drives innovation. Chapter 11. Learning from Adversity and Defeat, the Teacher of Resilience. Hill's 11th lecture tackles learning from adversity and defeat, a principle he presents as the silver lining in life's storms. He reframes failure not as an end, but as a tutor, teaching resilience, humility, and wisdom. Every setback, Hill argues, carries a seed of equal or greater benefit, if one has the faith and initiative to find it. It's a universal law. Adversity tests character, sharpens focus, and redirects effort toward stronger paths. He connects this to self-discipline, which steadies the mind amid chaos, and to creative vision, which reimagines defeat as opportunity. Hill ties it to a positive mental attitude, essential for seeing beyond temporary loss, and to infinite intelligence, which offers guidance through intuition during dark times. He warns against despair. Defeat only wins if you surrender. Instead, analyze it, adjust plans, and press on, he urges, echoing his earlier decisiveness trait. The payoff is profound. Adversity builds grit, reveals strengths, and often pivots one to greater success. Hill doesn't cite specific cases here, but his nods elsewhere to Ford's persistence through early flops or Carnegie's rise from poverty suggest this principle's roots. Practically, he advises treating setbacks as data. Why did it happen? What's next? And maintaining hope. No affirmation appears, but "I grow stronger and wiser through every challenge" captures his spirit. Adversity, Hill concludes, is the forge where success is tempered. Example application. Lena, a startup founder, loses funding 6 months into her venture. Instead of quitting, she assesses. Her pitch lacked clarity. She refines it with creative vision, re-pitches with enthusiasm, and secures a better investor, affirming, "I learn and win from every defeat." Her company thrives, proving adversity's lessons. Chapter 12. Budgeting Time and Money, the Discipline of Resources. Napoleon Hill's 12th lecture introduces budgeting time and money, a principle he frames as the stewardship of life's most finite assets. He paints a vivid picture. Time and money are the raw materials of success, yet most squander them, drifting through days and dollars without purpose. Hill insists that mastery over these resources is non-negotiable. Without it, even the grandest goals crumble. It's a practical extension of definiteness of purpose, channeling energy into measurable progress. Hill ties budgeting to self-discipline, arguing that controlling impulses to waste time or overspend builds the foundation for achievement. It aligns with controlled attention, focusing effort on priorities and personal initiative, as proactive planning replaces reactive chaos. He emphasizes that time, unlike money, can't be replenished. Every hour must serve the major purpose. Money, meanwhile, is a tool, not an end. Its value lies in its use toward goals, not its hoarding. Hill connects this to infinite intelligence, suggesting that wise resource use invites universal support. Opportunities flow to the prepared. The rewards are clear. Budgeting creates efficiency, reduces stress, and accelerates success. Hill warns against procrastination and extravagance, urging readers to track every minute and penny. Though no historical examples appear here, his broader narrative implies figures like Carnegie budgeted ruthlessly to build empires. Practically, he advises setting schedules and financial plans tied to your purpose, reviewing them daily. No affirmation is provided, but "I manage my time and money to achieve my goals" fits his intent. Budgeting, Hill concludes, is the scaffolding of a prosperous life. Example application. Jake, a freelancer, aims to save $10,000 in a year for a business launch. He budgets 20 hours weekly for high-paying gigs, 10 for skill building, and cuts dining out, tracking every dollar. Affirming, "I control my resources," he hits his target in 11 months, proving Hill's resource mastery. Chapter 13. A Positive Mental Attitude, the Mindset of Triumph. In the 13th lecture, Hill elevates a positive mental attitude, PMA, as the cornerstone of his philosophy, a radiant mindset that transforms obstacles into opportunities. He describes it as a lens. View life through negativity, and failure looms. Through positivity, and success beckons. PMA isn't blind optimism, but a deliberate choice to focus on solutions, rooted in faith and enthusiasm. It's the first of Hill's 12 riches, a thread weaving through every principle. Hill links PMA to self-discipline, which banishes doubt, and to the mastermind, where it fosters harmony. It fuels going the extra mile, infusing effort with joy, and aligns with infinite intelligence, attracting constructive ideas. He warns that negativity, fear, envy, worry, poisons the mind, repelling progress, while PMA magnetizes support and resilience. Hill stresses its contagiousness. A positive leader uplifts a team, a negative one drags it down. The benefits are profound. PMA builds confidence, sharpens focus, and turns setbacks into setups for comebacks. No specific examples are cited here, but Hill's nod to his own 50-year study suggests it sustained his work. Practically, he advises filling the mind with affirmations, seeking good in all, and rejecting pessimism. Though the text cuts off, an affirmation like, "I maintain a positive mental attitude in all I do," emerges earlier, Chapter 4's context. Fitting here. PMA, Hill concludes, is the sunlight that grows success. Example application: Tara, a nurse, faces burnout. She adopts PMA, focusing on patient smiles, not complaints, and affirms, "I see the positive in every day." She volunteers for extra shifts with cheer, earning a promotion. Her mindset shift, per Hill, turns drudgery into triumph. Chapter 14, Accurate Thinking, the Clarity of Truth. Hill's 14th lecture unveils accurate thinking, the mind's most potent yet least understood power. He approaches it with reverence, calling it the mystery of all mysteries, the source of all successes and failures. It's the ability to sift facts from fiction, reason from emotion, and truth from hearsay, a skill rare in a world where most think they think, but merely feel. Hill likens the mind to a garden. Tend it with accurate thought, and it yields riches. Neglect it, and weeds of misery sprout. He outlines two pillars: inductive reasoning, hypothesizing from unknowns, and deductive reasoning, concluding from knowns. Accurate thinkers, Hill says, separate facts into important and unimportant, submitting emotions, fear, love, greed, to rational scrutiny. He roots this in heredity: physical, fixed traits from ancestors, and social, malleable influences from environment. Social heredity dominates, but accurate thinking breaks its mold, choosing facts over imitation. The payoff is immense: clarity, independence, and alignment with natural laws. Hill portrays the accurate thinker as a philosopher, unshaken by defeat, praying for wisdom, not handouts, from infinite intelligence. No examples are detailed here, but Ford's methodical problem-solving echoes this trait. Practically, Hill advises questioning assumptions, seeking evidence, and organizing thoughts via 8 principles, e.g., definiteness of purpose, applied faith. The affirmation, "I am able to organize my thoughts and emotions into a positive driving force toward my goal," repeated daily, seals it. Accurate thinking, Hill concludes, is the compass of a self-directed life. Example application: Neil, a manager, faces a team rumor of layoffs. Instead of panicking, he investigates. Sales are up, no cuts planned. He shares facts, calms fears, and refocuses on goals, affirming, "I think accurately to lead." His clarity boosts morale, aligning with Hill's truth-seeking. Chapter 15, Sound Physical Health, the Temple of Success. Napoleon Hill's 15th lecture turns inward with sound physical health, framing the body as a sacred vessel for the mind, a temple crafted by the Creator with astonishing precision. He's not here to diagnose diseases, but to awaken a health consciousness, a mindset as vital to physical well-being as prosperity consciousness is to wealth. Hill asserts that health isn't accidental. It's cultivated through deliberate thought and habit, just as success demands intention. He ties health to the mind-body nexus. Thoughts influence physiology, with a positive mental attitude, PMA, fostering vitality, and negativity breeding toxins. The brain, a marvel coordinating voluntary and involuntary functions, draws energy from infinite intelligence, but Hill stresses we can aid it. He echoes Émile Coué's mantra, day by day, in every way, I am getting better and better, urging thousands of repetitions to embed health in the subconscious. Fear and worry, he warns, undermine this, while emotional control banishes poisons like resentment. Practically, Hill offers a regimen. Good posture aligns organs, deep breathing oxygenates, water hydrates, a glass on waking, with meals between, and a balanced diet of fruits, vegetables, and grains supplies vitamins and minerals. Eating habits matter. Chew thoroughly, savor food, avoid stress at meals. Relaxation, an hour daily of letting go, and restful sleep. 8 to 12 hours by age. Recharge, while fasting rests overworked organs. He cautions against self-medication, trusting nature's cures in food over pills. The affirmation, I am perfectly healthy, mentally and physically, and I do all things to properly maintain my health, repeated 10 times daily, seals this commitment. Health, Hill concludes, is a blessing money can't buy, the bedrock of all achievement. Example application, Clara, a busy mom, feels sluggish. She adopts Hill's plan, walks with posture, breathes deeply, drinks water hourly, and eats veggies, relaxing 30 minutes daily. Affirming, I nurture my health, she fasts 1 day monthly. Energy soars, proving health consciousness works. Chapter 16, Cooperation, the Spirit of Teamwork. In the 16th lecture, Hill champions cooperation, a principle he likens to love. Given freely, it returns manifold. He casts it as the glue of society, essential for preserving democracy, free enterprise, and the American way of life. Cooperation isn't just practical. It's a moral debt to future generations, ensuring they inherit a thriving world. Hill frames it as teamwork, distinct from the mastermind's harmony, yet vital for economic security and the 12 riches. He illustrates with Edwin C. Barnes, who, inspired by a friend, boosted his Ediphone sales from $12,000 to far more by cooperating with other salesmen, swapping leads with typewriter and desk vendors. Andrew Carnegie's alliance with Charles Schwab exemplifies this too, lifting both to industrial heights through mutual effort. Hill cites McCormick and Company's multiple management plan, where junior and senior boards collaborate, slashing turnover to 6%, doubling wages, and fostering loyalty. This teamwork, born of Charles P. McCormick's Vision Post, 1932, proves cooperation pays in morale and profit. Hill distinguishes willing teamwork, voluntary, enduring, from unwilling, forced by fear and fleeting. The former, rooted in enthusiasm and fairness, builds lasting power. The latter collapses when coercion fades. Practically, he urges readers to seek allies, share benefits, and act in friendliness. The affirmation, I willingly and gladly cooperate with my fellow man in worthwhile teamwork, repeated 10 times daily, embeds this spirit. Cooperation, Hill concludes, is the bridge to collective riches, lighting the path to happiness. Example application, Ben, a small business owner, partners with a local printer and caterer for events, sharing client leads. Affirming, I thrive through cooperation, he hosts a joint expo. Sales triple, showing teamwork's multiplier effect. Chapter 17, Cosmic Habit Force, the Law of Patterns. Hill's 17th and final lecture unveils cosmic habit force, a cosmic law so vast it governs the universe's order, from planets' orbits to human thoughts. He presents it as infinite intelligence in action, the master force behind all natural laws, fixing habits with unyielding precision. Positive or negative, it takes your mental and physical patterns and makes them permanent, delivering outcomes, success or failure, matching their nature. He likens the mind to a river. One side flows to failure via negative habits, the other to success via positive ones. Cosmic habit force drives this current, amplifying faith-backed desires into reality through natural means. In health, a positive mind yields vitality, while fear breeds illness. Hill's princes, e.g., health, prosperity, guide his own subconscious to shape habits. Economically, it turns a prosperity consciousness into wealth, breaking poverty's grip. Practically, Hill advises writing a clear major purpose, a flexible plan, and what you'll give, repeating it daily to imprint it. Avoid negatives, laziness, envy, and embrace positives, initiative, faith. 3 principles, plasticity, changeability, frequency, and intensity, govern habit formation, accelerated by emotion. The affirmation, I control my thoughts at all times. I have an alert positive mental attitude, and I persistently think and act in the direction of my good and my goals. Repeated daily, harnesses this force. Hill closes with a wish for peace, calling cosmic habit force the nucleus of his philosophy. Control it, and you control your destiny. Example application: Mia, a musician, wants to perform professionally in a year. She writes her goal, plans practice and gigs, and affirms, "I shape my success," intensely visualizing nightly. Negative habits fade, gigs multiply. Her rise reflects Hill's law at work. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and please remember to subscribe to receive notification of upcoming recordings. See you in next video.